Today, as we honor Black history, we remember that the fight for equality has included both great leaders and elements who stood for justice. In the 1800s, Obama's William Lloyd Garrison excused his newspaper to bully call for. Oh, start back over? Today, as we honor the Black history, we remember that the fight for freedom and equality has included both courageous Black leaders and allies who stood for justice. In the 1800s, abolitionist William Lloyd Garnish used his newspaper to boldly call for immediate end of slavery. In the early days of the NCAACP, co-founder Mary White Ovaltine worked alongside W.E.B. Du Bois to organize and advocate for racial justice. While many Black leaders carried these movements forward, there were also allies who stood against systemic racism and injustice. Black history is rich in excellence in literature, science, and leadership. In 1773, Phillips Whitley became the first African American to publish a poetry provoking the brilliance of Black intelligence in a time when it was in the 1940s. Charles Drew revolutionized blood plasma storage, saving countless lives and transforming modern medicine. In our nation, in our nation's space program, Kathy Johnson used her extraordinary math gifts to calculate flights paths and were crucial to missions led by NASA. Between 1916 and 1970, more than 6 million Black Americans moved from rural South to cities in both North, Midwest, and West in what have become known for the Great Immigration. They were seeking opportunity, dignity, and freedom from Jim Crow laws. On June 19th, 1865, we all know as Juneteenth, the last enslaved people in Texas learned from their freedom. Today, Juneteenth is recognized as a federal holiday, reminding us that freedom delayed is not freedom denied. In 1963, during the March of Washington, during the March on Washington, Martin Luther King departed from his prepared speech and began to speak from his heart, delivering the now famous "I Have a Dream." That moment became one of the most powerful speeches in American history. The Black innovation has shaped everyday life in ways many don't recognize. George Crumb is credited with creating the potato chip. Alexander Miles provide a automatic elevator door, and Rain Kroc helped develop technologies that led to foundations for modern video communications. Now we get into some local history. Right here in Clearwater, what is now known as Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue was once known as Greenwood Avenue in 1969. It stood as the heart of the Black community and thrived businesses corridor during segregation. The area, sometimes called the Grove, was filled with families owned businesses, restaurants, barbershops, grocery stores, and services providers. It was a place where Black dollars supported Black business, creating a self-sustained economy district. Young's funeral home stood as a pillar of the community. Miss Ellen Kitchen served meals and fellowship at 1319 North Greenwood Avenue. Elias Shellman, along with his wife, Naomi Shellman, owned and operated Snowball Hotel, which I didn't even know until I read this. Also known as the Hotel of Happiness, providing lodging service and opportunities during the time when segregation limited access elsewhere. Greenwood was more than a street, it was a community, it was resilience, it was Black excellence in action. On this day in history, on February 23rd, 1979, Frank E. Pastor Jr. became the first African American general in the United States Marine Corps. He also was the first Marine aviator in the first commanded and fighter squadron, air group, air wings, and major base. He retired as Lieutenant General in 1988, breaking barriers and opening doors for generations to come. Today, we will remember Black history is not just about struggle. It's about strength. It's not about oppression, it's about overcoming. It is not about the past, it's about living, breathing, and becoming, and still being written. May we honor those who came before us by continuing to build, uplift, and walk in purpose. Thank you.
I just want to add something to that about